Hi guys, welcome back to another Auto-TerraFirmaCraft episode. So we're getting really established here. Got crops growing in the back, got 2 horses and an alpaca, got lumber, got a charcoal forge and some bellows storage area. All is missing now is a roof over our head, because the rain is definitely bad for the YouTube compression. So that's the real reason why I would want that. Yeah, in order to make a house or a structure, we definitely need a bit more building blocks. So the plan at first is actually go over to the gold vein, which was like 800-900 blocks in that direction, to get gold for a toolbox, but also get a lot of stone for building. And we can maybe also make a quern with a second stone type, so we could turn our grain into some bread and then even make sandwiches out of it. But I actually want to start and try to do a little bit of cooking. So I made a pot earlier out of clay, and I also made a spindle. This is also a tool you can make out of clay in here in order to make the candles. So we got a bit of blubber from killing some orcas the previous episode, and I want to try to turn it into tallow. So according to the recipe, we just need to heat the blubber up in a fireplace in a pot. Okay, let's put it in there. Rain just stopped. It's also good. We got the fire starter. Let's see. Oh, I also installed some client mods that help sort me my inventory a little bit. If I click over here, so that's really convenient. Yeah, so we need to put in the blubber, and you also need water for this to turn it into tallow. I think I just right click this. There we go. Put 1 bucket of water in there. And I think it's just waiting now. I think this also needs to get hot enough. So as I know, peat doesn't have a high enough temperature. So copper clock brings us to dark red. 2 stars, I think peat is only dark red. But I'm not entirely sure. Okay. I think we just need to wait until the water starts boiling. Okay, the water was boiling here for a while, and we just got tallow. 1 bucket. So you can't just use a bucket to take the tallow out. And I already prepared a barrel. Oh, I think it rained and filled it up a little bit. Yeah, I want an empty barrel, so you can always just break it to lead the liquids in there. Just want to put it in here and also seal it. Okay. So next thing I want to do is I already actually made some wool yarn. I tried this out. Can use the spindle and take some of the wool I got from the wild animals and turn it into wool yarn. I think there's also no other point of just having the wool item. So we're gonna turn it all into wool yarn. And now we can put this into the barrel. I think I'm just gonna try it 1 and make candles. I think it actually takes a while. Does it tell you? Is it again 8 minutes? Check. Candle. It takes 4 minutes. And then we get a candle. Why I'm actually so interested in a candle? Well, we saw it. You can make an everlasting candle out of it later. So you just need glowstone dust and combine it with a candle, and then you get an everlasting candle. So I'm pretty sure it just doesn't go out after a while. Let's see. The problem is just the glowstone dust. So no way to get to the nether. The way you can actually get this is obtaining some yellow sand and then put it through the grinder. This is a create tool. Apparently there's also prismarine shards in this. Interesting. Okay, so at least we can make candles for now. There's still probably quite a way away from making the crusher here. This will take a while. What would this even require? Let's just check. Oh, we need some mechanical crafters. Okay. This is quite a process. The composter also finally finished after over 1 month. I think we need to shift click it again. Yeah, to take it out. Oh, it actually drops it as an item on top. Okay. There you go. Got 4 compost. You can try it out, but I think it's actually not really that useful. We got so many crops now. So all it does, it causes some of the crops to grow a little bit quicker. So do we need something real bad? Could maybe try it out on the jute. Okay, so this one should grow a lot quicker. You can actually use it 3 times to raise nitrogen and potassium to 100%. You would need a lot of compost. I think this is only really worth it if you desperately want something as quickly as possible. Okay, then I think the candle should be done by now. Really curious how long this one lasts. Okay, got a 1 candle. And it only used 40 millibuckets of tallow. So we can make a lot more of those. Yeah, gonna add a little bit of atmosphere for sure. Oh yeah, we need... Can we turn them on with a fire starter? That's the question. Or do we actually need a flint and steel? And the flint and steel in this one actually requires some steel. Okay, let's see. Or we could even use the torch. Just right click with the torch maybe? Yes! Okay, so this one lasts 1 month and 2 days. This is 3 times as long as a torch and twice as long as a jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, for the jack-o'-lantern, you would need, of course, some pumpkins, but also some shears, which we also need to shear the alpaca. So we're not quite there yet. Maybe we can also make the anvil this episode that we need here in order to make those shears. I looked into this a little bit more. The everlasting torch is not the only everlasting light source. So with a bit more glowstone dust, we can also make an everlasting torch, or straight up make a glowstone block, which actually can also be crafted into shroomlight of orange dye. And we can even make sea lanterns with blue dye. That's the way to get sea lanterns, because there are no ocean monuments in this, and no structures at all, also no villages. There's actually one more thing I want to try. Apparently you can also make soup. Just gonna put in a couple more logs here. So I'm starting to boil some water, and I got some horse meat. So this is boiling now. According to the recipe here, you can make tasty, filling, hearty, creamy soup out of this. And what really caught my interest was in a tooltip it says never expires. Can't even believe that. I will see about it. Do I need a bowl though to take it out? Is there something we can craft? Could almost imagine it. Oh, I see. Probably actually need to make a clay bowl. Okay, so the soup is finished. You got 3 times hearty soup. Yeah, we just need to wait for the clay bowls to be finished. But it does say expires in 6 days. Okay, that would have been too good to be true if the soup wouldn't spoil. Usually that's stuff that actually quickly spoils. Okay, then bellows one more time. And got the bowls. Could even heat up another one. We only need 1 more charcoal for this. Let's try it out. Okay. Let's confirm that at least it stacks. Okay, let's see. This should be really good food actually. A lot of protein. Oh, it even gives you a little bit of water. And 7% saturation. Oh, this is actually really good food. Really worth it. Okay, let's see. I think our protein is actually not even that high. Oh, the hunger bar doesn't go up very far though. So it seems like making the better food is mostly really useful for raising your nutrition values. I would actually need to eat way more of this. If I would have eaten the 5 horse meat cooked, then I think my whole food bar would have filled up. But I think making this food is mostly good for raising the nutrition value really high. I think it's the same with the sandwiches. So you basically eat more. You're able to eat more and raise all of those values, but the downside is you need more food. But this then I guess late game where you're able just to cook all of your food or make sandwiches. Okay. Yeah, 1 more bowl available. Could be neat here and there, but kind of running low on food. This was actually the last meat I had. There's only grains left at this point. And the olives are actually rotten. Oh, I totally forgot about those. I want to make some of them. Anyway. Already stocked up on vessels. Just need to take a couple of support blocks and ladders. And then we can go out mining. So made my way over to the spot with the gold rocks in the ground. Horse is safely stored away. Yeah, I deposited some of the tools here with a tool rack. can come back later in case we need some of those. Okay, but yeah, last time we actually dove down here, and at the very bottom we spotted a very large sample of native gold. Maybe we should dive around a little bit more. If you can see it directly. No. Okay, surface. So what we should probably do is place a door, or I got some prepared, and dig a bit to the side. So you got an air pocket. It's just getting really dark here. Try to mine one of the blocks here in front. And that's a cave-in. Now we've also seen that. Okay. Can I place a torch? No, it's still wet. Okay, let's get back to the door. So maybe mine a couple more blocks. And now we can see a little bit. Okay. It's so dark here. Okay, so what is the prospector pick say? Medium sample? So I guess maybe the very large sample is in the other direction, or it could also be more towards the west side where we actually found the rocks above ground. Okay, then let's maybe just try to dig that direction a little bit. Cave-ins are kind of scary though. So I can't do some 2x1 tunneling like in vanilla as well because of the cave-ins. See, a torch would be nice. Very large sample. So technically we could do this thing again, which we did last time when we searched for a perfect spot to get the copper. We just keep digging until it doesn't say very large sample anymore, but of course it's a little bit dangerous because of the cave-ins. There's always some danger involved, but could maybe also try to dig a 3x3. Place some supports at least. It's actually good that I ate the soup. My health is now at 950. In case something goes wrong. This could make a difference. Oof. Scary. Okay, place supports. Gotta remove the torch though. Place it on the side. Okay. Now we can actually safely dig around here. Let's get the wood out. Still says very large sample, so we're definitely in the right spot here. So I guess I'm just gonna keep digging until it doesn't say that anymore, and then find the center spot. Could also actually be that the ores are buffers, so yeah, it only tells us that the ores are within a 25 by 25 by 25, so 12 blocks in each direction from this spot here. So at this end it now says medium sample of gold. This is probably the edge of a very large sample. And if I go all the way over here, it still says very large sample. So it might be worth it, and actually maybe try to dig down here for a couple blocks. Maybe we're lucky, we can find it this way. If not, just keep digging around here and try to find the center spot again. Oh, and there we go. Got lucky, immediately found it. Sweet. Okay, guess I'm gonna dig down 2x2 and then she should make. This is supported still. Maybe make a 3x2. Then place down some supports. So I dug down, so the highest ore block that I can see is the 5th highest block from the ground because it's still supported. By the way, interesting side note, here we actually have andesite. So a second stone type, we should be able to make the quern. What I can also do now is I can take my hammer, put it in the offhand, and start using the chisel to turn this into smooth andesite. This is also a block that isn't affected by gravity. So for building my house later, this will be perfect. Also should still try to get a little bit more of the raw stone, which I still need to get by completely surrounding one block with air and will drop itself. For the quern, I need at least 3 of those, but yeah, I should still get like 10. I'm actually not so sure anymore if it's really safe to mine the blocks here 2 blocks above the support, because when I was using a chisel earlier, yeah, I heard the cave-in warning sound. Might be better stay. Oh yeah, there we go. Stay 1 block lower. Kind of worked in the other cave though. Oh no! So this chiseling seems to be not safe at all. So back at base, luckily my items won't be lost because we have gravestones in this. I also got an obituary. Tells me where I died, but it's also a waypoint and kind of items I had on me. Okay. I wanna keep this. Alright, then I'm just gonna grab a pickaxe because I'm pretty sure I don't have any access to the cave system right now because I sealed it off to protect me from the water. Okay, so yeah, luckily only 800 meters away. Should be able to just run there and survive. Checking the crops, 70%. Getting there as well. So my death point is right below here. Let's see if we can actually get there somehow. Probably have to try to dive down again. There's actually some planks. I think this could be an entrance if I mine away this 1 cobble block. Should get more air. Actually, when swimming, isn't your hitbox smaller? Oh yeah, I can even fit under a block. Let's try this again. Yeah, got in there. Where's the death point though? Oh yeah. Down here. Okay, really dark. Where's actually my grave? Could have been destroyed by... No, we're picking up stuff. The grave actually got destroyed by the cave-in as well. Oh my god. We're kind of lucky that we got here so quick. Do we have torches by now? Oh no. Oh, I'd really like to pick up torches. So we can see. So unlucky. Wonder if you lost something already. Inventory almost completely filled and I still don't have the torches. How unlucky. There's a cobble. Still no torches. It's probably the only thing we didn't get. I think I got all my tools. The black vessel, I had 10 vessels apart from that. Yeah, I got all of those back. Just the torches are missing. Of course. Good news is we definitely have enough gold for the toolboxes, but I'm still gonna head back there because I feel like we might need a little bit more stone to build that house. Okay, took a look at it again. Looks like we really have all the tools again. It's a chisel, a hammer, prospector pick, shovel, and 3 pickaxes now. So that should be enough. Yeah, 1 stack of ladders is actually enough. Maybe I'll bring a couple more supports. It's also gonna be good if we actually have a bit more gold for later. Need a lot of that stuff. This was a close one again. That's why it's good to have a lot of health in going mining. So here it says, only horizontal support beams cause nearby blocks to be supported. Any block within a 9 by 5 by 9 area centered on a horizontal support beam is considered supported. Does that mean it only takes like the center of a support beam? I thought every horizontal support block is supported. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something here. So my understanding was that every horizontal support beam block here would be the center of a 9 by 5 by 9. But maybe it's actually only the center block of such a horizontal beam. Only this one, or in this case only this one. I'm just not entirely sure about this. I guess I'll just try mining a little bit more, maybe get a clue about it later. So a very large part of the vein has been mined out, but the prospector pick still says there's a very large sample of native gold, so more than 80 gold ore blocks is still around here. Okay, then time to make our way out. I think I also know what happened to the torches earlier. Torch items, I think if they fall in water, they actually get destroyed. Which kind of makes sense, of course. So that's why I had some ash in my inventory earlier. Okay. Yeah, so let's try to get out of here. I placed a lot of blocks up there. Prevent the water from flowing in. Now, of course, this actually prevents us from getting out of here. Hopefully we don't get a cave in immediately. There you go, there's water. Yeah, easy way out. Is it though? Am I gonna drown there? No. Here it is, okay. So I still have enough inventory space to pick up my tools again from here. Sweet. And I was got a little bit of clay from actually digging a hole for the horse. Time to head back. Quick check what our lemon trees are doing. So the saplings that I planted got turned into lemon branches. So it seems like those are still growing. And I'm finally back home. I already cleared my inventory, stored away all the things. So you can check out how much gold we got. Good amount. This is gonna last a long time. Okay, so what I really want to make now is that toolbox. Can follow all the steps. So what we need is ladder, chests, and a cogwheel, which requires planks and a shaft. And for that shaft, we need some of the raw stone we got. Got plenty of that. But the bigger problem is the gold sheet. So in order to make a gold sheet, we actually need to, work a double ingot. In order to make a double ingot, we need to weld 2 ingots together on at least a copper anvil. So we need a copper anvil, but that requires us to make 14 ingots that we turn into copper double ingots, and we can only weld the ingots together on the most primitive anvil, which is a stone anvil. So it's actually really good that I got so much of the raw andesite, because this is a stone type that can be used to make the first stone anvil. I think I just need to place it down and click on it with the hammer. There we go. At the first anvil where we can weld the copper ingots together. Okay, but first we need to make some copper ingots. So how do you do that? We need the clay again, and we need to make ingot molds. So those ones here. That's the recipe. So we need at least 14 of those, or we can also reuse some of them. I'm just gonna make a bunch, like I think 10 should be actually enough. Sometimes actually one of those molds breaks if you make an ingot. So we just need to fire it in the forge again, and then we can put them here on the right and smelt some of the copper we got. Okay, so all the molds are finished now. I'm gonna put them in here. And then we need 1400 millibuckets of copper. So 40 of the rich native copper is enough for that. So it's really good to put in the rich native copper because you can smelt more at a time compared, for example, a poor one. Okay, so here's the next step. Some of it just solidified here. You can take it out of the mold just by right-clicking. And it has the right temperature for can weld. Then we need 2 of those. Just put them in there and then hit them with the hammer. That makes the double ingot. But some of them, of course, already cooled off. We can heat them up on the charcoal forge again. Okay, got 1 copper double ingot already. And we need 7. Okay, gonna try to be quick with some of those. There's just so much you need to do at the same time. See here, we would have one that we can weld. Yeah, only can work. It's probably best if you maybe just make all of the ingots first and then weld them together. But we try to do too much at the same time. Okay, Just need to fill it up with molds again. Yeah, it's kind of hard to stay on top of everything. We have one that already cooled off, yeah. So once they're also cooled off, you can either place them in a chest, which is kind of boring, or a really good thing you do in Auto-TerraFirmaCraft, you can pile them up in stacks like this. That's actually, yeah, just as satisfying as the log piles. Okay, let's see. We can take us those two more batches of the copper. Okay, now we got all the ingots. We can heat some of those up immediately again. Just gotta take a look. If they actually get too hot, they will melt. That's why it might be a good idea to have some of the molds here on the right in case something happens. So this already says can weld. We're just gonna wait a little bit more until it says danger. Then we take it out. Danger, good. Let's see. So, yeah, this one is also that hot. Okay, then we gotta be quick. Put them on here. And weld them. Let's check the other two. Can weld. Wait a little bit longer. Let me get to yellow. And quickly take them out. Oh, I got the wrong ones. Can weld. Can weld. Hammer. Okay, got one more. Okay, then we can heat up those two. And here I still got the cold ones. Okay, this should go fairly quick. So one of those client mods that I installed also has auto restock now. Super useful for certain things, but here it gets a bit confusing actually. Can weld. Oh, I had orange. Shift clicking. And now we got 4 double ingots already. Okay, only 6 more that I gotta heat up, and then we can make the anvil. Okay, can weld. Should be hot enough. There's the last double ingot. Alright. Can we craft the anvil right away? Yeah, okay, this doesn't even need to cool off, or does it? Let's see. Yep, can craft the copper anvil right away. It's even slightly hot. Okay, so first proper anvil, so that means we can now finally make the shears, to shear the alpaca, and we can, as far as I understood it, also work gold on this. We just have a little problem right now. The welding process always uses up a little bit of flux, and those are the last 3 flux I have left over. So I think we need to take a quick trip to the ocean, get a couple more clams, because I still haven't found the rock type that we can make flux out of. It ain't much, but at least it spares us from possibly traveling thousands of blocks to get the right stone type. Okay, but in the long run, we definitely want to find the right stone type, because looking for those clams is actually a bit tedious. Okay, but for now, we have everything we need in order to make those toolboxes, hopefully. So I want to make, ideally 3. So we got the leather for it. That would require 600 millibuckets. It's always really convenient just to take the normal stacks. The numbers are quite nice. So we need 24 of those. And of course we need the ingot molds. Okay, so let's also heat this up again. Those are the 19 last charcoal items I have. Still could collect the charcoal from the one forest we've been earlier. Okay. Yep, let's heat this up again. Fire starter, do the usual. I already made the double ingots again. Now we just need to wait until they're hot enough so we can work them. Charcoal. Again, we also need to be careful to not accidentally melt those. Okay. This is also going to be the first time we have to do this little anvil mini game. It says can work. I'm just going to take one out to be safe, because those also can melt. So here you need to select the plan gold sheet. And then the goal is to align this green indicator with the black one. Not hot enough. Okay, and I'm just gonna take the other one. Heat those up, can work. Yeah, I'm really scared to heat them up too much. Can weld even. Okay, so the goal is to line both of those indicators. But there's certain actions you need to do last. So in this case, we need to hit last. Basically, the last action required is to hit, and then both of those indicators should line up. Okay, so basically we need to do hit 3 times, and then both of those should line up. Okay, so like this. Okay, let's quickly check. Oh, already danger. Gotta be quick. Okay, there's also little trick how you can do this. You can just check how much every action moves the green indicator. So that's really not hard. You just need to take a look and then figure it out. If you just try to click around randomly, it can get very frustrating, especially with more complicated recipes. Some of the tools you can make, they require more complicated recipes, but just by basically counting or checking out how much each action moves the indicator, you can easily always do this correctly. Okay, but those sheets are really simple. Now we got everything, so we can craft this into a toolbox. Also, while the forge is still on, let's heat up the copper knife blades so we can weld them together into the shears. So I need to take my hammer out for this. And just wait for this to warm up. In the meantime, we can actually make the other crafting materials for the toolbox. So we need a couple chests. Gotta make 3 toolboxes. Okay, 6 chests. Then I think we need to make those cogwheels, and those require some shafts. That's why I got the raw dacite already. Gonna make 4 of those. Oops. Quick check, is this hot enough? I need to get can weld. Need a couple planks to make the cogwheels. 3 of those. 3 toolboxes. Quick check. Can work still. But can weld any moment. Let's get to orange. Can weld. Okay. Let's do it real quick. There you go. Copper shears. Then, oh, gotta eat. Low on food. This is the last carrots. It's actually about time that some of the vegetables grow. Or technically, you can also make the quern now and eat bread instead. So it's still good on food. Okay, then we can shear the alpaca. So this actually adds to the wear and tear. It's not 1%. So there's only a limited amount of time you can shear animals or breed animals, or the chickens lay eggs and so on. It's usually roughly around 50 to 150 times. So yeah, you can do this for quite a while. But at some point you need new animals. So that's why it's also good if you breed new ones. Okay, let's continue with the toolbox. What was actually a recipe again? A cog, chess, and the ladder, and the gold sheet. Perfect. Then put everything together. Should actually just show up here somewhere. Oh, the ladder is missing. So here they are, 3 toolboxes. Those will help you a lot reduce the amount of inventory space you'll need, because you can put multiple stacks in one slot. It's always 4 stacks per slot. Okay, super good. So this way we got, basically 32 slots available. It's almost better than a shulker box. Alright, let's put those away again. And of course we can use it as an actual toolbox. For example, all of the tools we don't need all the time can be put in there. And then we can just access them later, like the shears as well. While you're around in the base, of course, you can put them on a tool rack, but toolbox might even be the better option. Okay, so right now it might be a bit confusing because they all have the same color. I would probably just use one as my main toolbox. I have all the important stuff in there, including the vessel. So there's still a point having a vessel because I can put the jugs in there. Although they could also stack up to 4 in here even. Might be even better or preferable. It's also less clicking. Still gotta think about it. I think I feel like 4 of those jugs in there is almost better. And then kind of one vessel still for the food and put it in here. Yeah, I think that would work. But then the empty vessels, where do those go? Tough decision still. I mean, it's only eight slots again at the end of the day. Might be best to just keep them in here because I feel like I only need 2 slots really for the food. Might change later. Okay, one of the coolest things is also we can actually access the toolbox remotely by pressing left shift. Just need to select out the right one. Right now they're not color coded yet. You can quickly pick them up. So the main toolbox, this one here we should probably color code. Now that we can actually make the quern, we can actually grind down some flour, a bone meal into also different types of dye. But for now I think I'm just gonna use the ink sac again for black dye. And color at least one toolbox with that. And then if you press left alt, you can easily select the black one. Okay. There's probably even more to this that I don't know, but the toolbox is also still relatively new to me. But already the functionality I know about is already super useful. So let's try out that remote functionality really quick. So from a certain distance, it seems to be like roughly 8 blocks. So I guess can retrieve stuff. Then also put it back in by pressing return items to toolbox. There's a button for this here. And you can even stack tools in there. For example, I got 2 copper pickaxes. This one is gonna be broken soon, but I can just put in 2 up to 4. This also stacks to 4 to bring just multiple tools with me. It's also kind of useful in case I go chop down trees again. Just bring multiple axes in one slot. Alright, good progress again today. I got the toolboxes that I wanted, and I'm certain there should be enough cobble so we can build the house that I planned. We just need a bit more wood, so I guess in between episodes I'm gonna chop down a couple more of those sycamore trees. Alright, so that's all for today. Thanks guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.